The Funko Pop of Dorian Gray. This is a good joke, but the concept of a Funko Pop physically aging terrifies me more than anything I've ever encountered in my life. I don't think I was meant to be a person. I think I was meant to be a small mushroom growing on a decomposing log deep in the forest. I think that would be ideal. You heard of Panic at Disco. Now get ready for Yikes in the Yard. Do you ever look at your dog and you're just like, yeah, me too buddy? Why seriously tell people to kill themselves when deactivate your account is 1000x funnier and 1000x less tea? Unplug your controller dog. Forfeit my buddy. Concede dude. Reasons why my grandpa is the best. He made my wife and I'm a woman, a giant banner for our 1-year anniversary. When I was pregnant, the baby was kicking, and when he touched my belly, the baby stopped, and he called him a little sh. He once called and left a voicemail asking how to spell styrofoam. He flipped a table because he saw someone hit a dog. He beat Skyrim in 4 days. He served in the Korean War, and when he came home, he learned Korean. So if he ever ran into a Korean vet, he could give them the same respect he'd give an American vet. My son has 2 moms, and there was a special guy in your life day at his school for Father's Day. So my grandpa went and showed up in dress pants and a pressed shirt because he didn't want to embarrass him. Also, there was a little boy who didn't have anyone there, and grandpa asked if he could be his special guy, and the little boy beamed. He knows all of the secrets to the Zelda games. He's had 4 open heart surgeries and can still kick your ass. Where did you learn to fight like that? I have 3 older brothers. Really? Yeah. Wilson played first table on the chess team. Chester used to start crying every time he heard a sad song. Dan can really rock a cocktail dress and 6-inch heels, and I wasn't going to let anyone give them any sh for any of that. So I had to learn to beat up people bigger than me pretty early on. This is my new favorite post. Whenever there's a female character who fights, it's always because she's learned it from older male relatives. I'm gonna print this post and put it on my wall because it gave me new hope for humanity. Are you ever just reading a book and you come across word that you don't know how to pronounce, so you just go affix in your head when it's someone's name, and you have to keep doing that for the rest of the book, and then if that book gets turned into a movie, they will pronounce the character's name and you just sit there in the cinemas like, the F just happened to me. Whenever a guy sleeps with lots of girls, he is a player, but whenever I do it, I'm a lesbian. I laugh too hard. Imagine a horror movie where you're trapped in your house with a serial killer, but all your lights are clappers. So you're running for your life from this psychopath, while both of you are just aggressively clapping the lights on and off. Out of all my 3 AM ramblings, you guys decide to make this one popular. My favorite high school thing ever was in our English lit class reading of Hamlet, and we all had to play different characters, and partway through everybody started reading it like a porno, with breathy moaning voices, and the dude playing the queen spoke in a drunken Alabama accent, and the teacher told us we were awful, and that Shakespeare would have wanted it that way. Shakespeare would be so f***ing proud. I'm sure he was toasting you all from his heavenly balcony. I really try to challenge Canadian stereotypes at every opportunity, but today I was walking down Yonge Street in Toronto, and a fire truck honked very loudly, and I clutched my chest and said, my word, and as it drove past, a fireman leaned out of the window and apologized to me, so I just don't know. I wanna be a reverse tooth fairy, where I rob people and then scatter human teeth on their bed. A dentist. I don't know what your dentist is doing to you, but I think you need to go to the police. Kind of obsessed with the idea of the rest of the gang leaving Toph and Zuko to watch over some cooking food, and when they come back, it's burned, and Katara starts fuming, but Toph and Zuko are like, we've never stepped inside a kitchen in our lives, and only have one eye between us. If anything, it's your fault. I love Toph and Zuko, but they are fundamentally rich kids. Top. If it bakes for 15 minutes at 350 degrees, then it should only take 1 minute at 50 to 50 degrees. Zuko, I can do that. I hope Avengers sometimes go to Strange like, I need your help, and he's like, what's wrong? Skrulls, Hydra. And they're like, I'm congested, and it hurts when I swallow. You think they ever approach Vision in a similar manner, to complain about how the Wi-Fi router keeps kicking them off the network? Well, now I do. Peter Parker calls Steve Rogers at midnight, and he shows up at Aunt May's in full uniform, shield at the ready. You said something about Nazis? Let's go. And Peter's standing in the doorway in pajamas, and like, Pikachu slippers, and he's like, the app history test is tomorrow. I need you to tell me everything you know. Alternately, I'm now picturing Wanda going to basically anyone else, and trying to talk about some issues she and Vis are having, and universally, they all just go, have you tried turning him off, and turning him back on again? There are so many good comments on this post, but this one deserves a special shout out. Peter, so what do you remember about the JFK assassination? Bucky, I think I killed him. Peter, alrighty then. This entire thing is glorious. He looks like he is trying not to cry. Don't look, Ma. Don't look at your little boy. A broken man. It's like Freud always said, says the psychologist character in the movie, making everyone in the audience, who knows anything at all about psychology, flinch involuntarily. Do not say the name of this foul creature out loud in my house. I just did the Bofa thing to my mum, and she goes, that's very rude. And I said, I'm sorry, I meant it as a parody. And she said, of what? Then I said, a parody's nuts. And I heard my dad laugh from the other room. Vampires being the lactose intolerance of the monster world. Yes, I'm violently allergic to garlic, but what's the point of unliving without Italian food? I know silver is bad for me, but this necklace was so cute, and it was on sale. Technically, sunlight burns my skin, but with enough layers and aloe lotion. I don't care how many holy symbols were at the Met Gala. Anne Hathaway was supposed to be there, and I haven't seen her in 250 years. I love how this post just casually drops the fact that Anne Hathaway too is an immortal. Wish there was some unseen omnipotent voice shouting warmer or colder every time I make a decision, because I'm pretty much flying blind here. I'm a sim left on high autonomy mode, and God has gone to get dinner. How could you leave this in the tags? Ancient Greek word of the day. Kakaoopq. Kakatheres. Unfitted to endure summer heat. This literally means bad at summer, pass it on. Idme. Honestly, missionaries are evil. The idea of traveling the world to tell people who didn't fucking ask that their beliefs are wrong, in the hopes that they'll adopt your beliefs, seems sinister. An Inuit hunter asked the local missionary priest, if I did not know about God and sin, would I go to hell? No, said the priest, not if you did not know. Then why? Asked the Inuit earnestly, did you tell me? Anidalad, pilgrim at Tinker Creek. My singing voice is good for showers and mornings in the kitchen, and drunken nights, and lullabies for babies who need sleep, and I'm okay with this. I think it's silly to be ashamed of your art because it's not in a museum, and of your voice because it's not selling out stadiums. There will always be people who enjoy and appreciate what you can do. I don't know why, but this hit me really hard, and I've been staring at it for a couple minutes. You say amateur, as if it was a dirty word. Amateur comes from the Latin word ama, which means to love. To do things for the love of it. Mozart in the Jungle. Getting rickrolled made me angry, but getting stick bugged is so pleasant. How do you feel about getting gnomed? F that gnome. Negative. Neutral. Positive. Why do teenage girls go through a witch/occult phase? I had tarot cards and a spell book, and I knew a group of girls who messed with Ouija boards and another who had ghost hunting equipment. Oh yeah, Signed is just going through that Journey phase where she tries to raise the dead. Theory, we want power, and no, our culture doesn't want to give us any. Addendum. Witches are one of the few cultural figures of female empowerment that don't derive their power from their relationship to a man. So I learned from my friend that coconut water can be used as an emergency blood transfusion. And of course, my first thought was, so, can a vampire drink coconut water? And of course we had this idea of these tropical vampires being horrified when these old world vampires come and are still drinking blood like some sort of monster. Guys, oh my god. Vegan vampires. It's real.